Ever wonder how Valentine's Day came to be the worldwide celebration of love that it is today? Indeed, the origins of this beloved holiday, celebrated on the 14th of February each year, are shrouded in mystery. And like any good mystery, it involves the Romans, the Church, and a dash of medieval chivalry. Let's begin by unraveling this fascinating tale. The name Valentine's Day itself is a conundrum. There are three different Saint Valentines recognized by the Catholic Church, each with their own legends, and any of them could be the namesake of the holiday. The first Saint Valentine was a priest in Rome during the 3rd century. He was martyred for secretly marrying Christian couples, a crime in the eyes of the emperor at the time. His acts of defiance were in the name of love, making him a fitting patron for the holiday. The second Saint Valentine was a bishop in Terni, Italy. While less is known about him, he too was martyred for his faith. His feast day? You guessed it, the 14th of February. Finally, there's the third Saint Valentine, about whom the least is known. He's said to have died in Africa along with several companions. But again, his connection to the holiday of love remains a mystery. So why the 14th of February? Some believe it's to commemorate the death or burial of one of these Valentines. Yet others argue it was an attempt by the Church to Christianize the Roman fertility festival, Lupercalia. And here's another twist. The connection between Valentine's Day and romantic love isn't mentioned in any early biographies of these Saint Valentines. It wasn't until the Middle Ages that the day became associated with love and romance thanks to the poetry of Geoffrey Chaucer. So with such murky beginnings, how did Valentine's Day evolve into what we know today? Stick around as we delve deeper into the history of this enchanting holiday in our following segments. Let's journey together through time and across cultures to uncover the evolution of Valentine's Day. To unearth the roots of Valentine's Day, we must travel back in time to ancient Rome. Picture a bustling city teeming with life, where the echoes of laughter, the clanging of metal, and the whispers of secrets fill the air. This was Rome, a city that never slept, a place where stories were created and history was made. In the heart of this vibrant city, a festival known as Lupercalia was celebrated. Held in the Ides of February, on the 15th day, it was a time of joy, a time for laughter, and a time for love. This festival, dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, was not just a celebration of life and fertility, but also a way to cleanse the city, driving away evil spirits and bringing health and fertility. During Lupercalia, the city would come alive with festivities. The streets would be filled with the sound of laughter and the sight of young women lining up for the city's bachelors to draw their names from an urn. These matches often led to marriage, a testament to the festival's role in fostering love and relationships. But what does this have to do with Valentine's Day, you might ask? Well, there lies a theory. Some scholars suggest that Valentine's Day evolved from Lupercalia. The connection, they propose, lies in the festival's focus on love, fertility, and marriage, themes that are central to our modern-day Valentine's Day. However, it's important to remember that this theory, like many others, is shrouded in mystery and speculation. The ties between Lupercalia and Valentine's Day are not clear-cut. There's no written evidence directly linking the two, and the Roman festival was more about fertility and purification rather than romantic love. But the journey from Lupercalia to Valentine's Day is far from straightforward. So, buckle up as we continue our journey through time, unraveling the layers of history, culture, and tradition that have shaped the Valentine's Day we celebrate today. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, a time of knights, damsels, and courtly love. Let's delve into the significance of this era in shaping the Valentine's Day we know today. In the medieval period, a transformation occurred, a shift from the Roman roots of Valentine's Day towards a more romanticized version. This was the era when Valentine's Day began to take on the romantic connotations that we associate with it today. But how did this shift occur, you may ask? Well, we owe a lot to a certain English poet by the name of Geoffrey Chaucer. Chaucer was a master of his craft, weaving tales of love and chivalry that captivated his audience. His works, written in the late 14th century, were among the first to link Saint Valentine with romantic love. In his poem, The Parliament of Fowls, Chaucer penned lines about birds choosing their mates on Saint Valentine's Day. This concept of love and pairing was a novel association, one that struck a chord with the people of his time. Moreover, this period was characterized by courtly love, a form of love that was chivalrous and often secret. It was a time when knights would perform noble deeds in the name of their lady love, adding to the romantic allure of this era. The connection between Valentine's Day and romantic love was further cemented in the popular imagination through stories and songs of this courtly love, creating a tradition that still resonates with us today. This era was indeed pivotal in shaping the romantic undertones of Valentine's Day, but there's more to the story. As the Middle Ages progressed, the tradition of expressing love on Valentine's Day began to evolve. People started exchanging handwritten notes of affection, and the practice of giving gifts to express love became more prevalent. So the Middle Ages played a significant role in our modern understanding of Valentine's Day. It was a time when the seeds of romantic love were sown, evolving from the Roman festival of fertility and purification to a celebration of love and affection. By now, Valentine's Day was firmly entrenched in the world of love and romance. The Victorian era brought with it a new Valentine's Day tradition, the Valentine's Day card. As the Victorian era bloomed in the mid-19th century, so did a new tradition for Valentine's Day. It was during this period that Valentine's Day cards began to gain popularity, evolving into the heart-filled and sentiment-laden tokens of affection we know today. In the early days of the Victorian era, Valentine's Day cards were handmade. Lovers would spend hours crafting intricate designs and penning poetic verses to express their affection. These cards were often embellished with lace, ribbons, and delicate watercolor illustrations, reflecting the era's love for ornate aesthetics. As time went on, the Industrial Revolution brought about advancements in printing technology. This made it possible to mass-produce Valentine's Day cards, making them more accessible to the general public. These mass-produced cards, though less personal than their handmade counterparts, still maintained the Victorian love for elaborate design and heartfelt sentiment. The Victorian era also saw the introduction of the penny post system in the United Kingdom. This allowed anyone to send a letter or card anywhere in the country for just 1 penny. This made sending Valentine's Day cards an affordable and popular way for people to express their love and affection. The tradition of sending Valentine's Day cards also crossed the Atlantic to the United States. Esther Howland, known as the mother of the American Valentine, saw a business opportunity in the growing popularity of Valentine's Day cards. She began producing and selling her own line of elaborate, lace-trimmed cards, which became incredibly popular. Today, Valentine's Day cards come in all shapes and sizes, from simple paper cards to elaborate pop-up designs. They may no longer be the delicate, handcrafted tokens of the Victorian era, but they still carry the same intent: to express love and affection to those we hold dear. So whether it's a simple note or an extravagant card, remember that this tradition has its roots in the Victorian era, a time when expressing love and sentiment was an art form in itself. Valentine's Day cards, a tradition that started in the Victorian era, is still very much alive today. Valentine's Day is not only celebrated in the Western world, let's take a trip around the globe. In Japan, the Valentine's traditions take an interesting twist. Here, it is the women who are expected to woo the men by presenting them with chocolates, but these aren't just any chocolates. They're divided into 2 types: giri choco, or obligation chocolate, given out of politeness to male colleagues and friends, and honmei choco, the chocolate of love, reserved for that special someone. A month later, on White Day, the men are expected to return the favor, often with gifts that are white in color, symbolizing purity. Halfway across the world in Wales, romance takes an artistic turn. On January 25th, a holiday known as St. Dwynwen's Day, akin to Valentine's Day, lovers exchange unique hand-carved wooden spoons. This tradition, known as love spoons, dates back to the 17th century and is a beautiful testament to the enduring nature of love. In South Africa, Valentine's Day is celebrated with a dash of ancient Roman tradition. Women pin the names of their love interest on their sleeves, a practice inspired by the Roman festival of Lupercalia. This bold display of affection is certainly a heartthrobber. Meanwhile, the Argentinians dedicate not just one day but a whole week to love in July, during a week-long event called Sweetness Week. Couples exchange candies and kisses, and the week concludes with Friendship Day, celebrating not just romantic but platonic love as well. In the Philippines, Valentine's Day is taken to a whole new level with mass weddings, where hundreds, sometimes thousands of couples tie the knot or renew their vows in unison, creating a spectacle of love and unity that's truly heartwarming to witness. As we journey from east to west, it's evident that Valentine's Day has been embraced and adapted by different cultures, each adding their own unique flavor and traditions to the celebration of love. Whether it's through chocolates, love spoons, or mass weddings, the spirit of love knows no boundaries. Valentine's Day is indeed a global phenomenon, with each culture adding its unique touch. In recent times, Valentine's Day has taken on a new dimension: commercialization. Picture this: heart-shaped boxes of chocolates lining store shelves as early as January, florists gearing up for the most lucrative day of their year, and jewelry stores advertising their latest love-inspired collections. Yes, the commercialization of Valentine's Day is a phenomenon that is impossible to ignore. From humble beginnings as a day to honor Saint Valentine, this celebration has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a day when love, or at least the expression of it, comes with a price tag. And that price tag can be hefty. On average, Americans are expected to spend over $50 billion on Valentine's Day. But let's break it down a bit. Chocolates, the quintessential Valentine's Day gift, account for a significant portion of the spending. In fact, it's estimated that around 58 million pounds of chocolate are purchased in the week leading up to the holiday. That's a lot of cocoa. Flowers, particularly roses, are another big-ticket item. Approximately 200 million roses are grown each year, specifically for Valentine's Day. And it's not just roses. Florists also see a surge in demand for other blooms like lilies and tulips. Jewelry is another major player in the Valentine's Day economy. With many choosing this romantic day to pop the big question, it's no surprise that jewelry sales skyrocket. In fact, Valentine's Day ranks as one of the top holidays for jewelry purchases, right behind Christmas and Mother's Day. But it's not just about the money. The commercialization of Valentine's Day has also influenced our cultural perception of love and romance. It's created a certain expectation, a pressure to express love in a tangible, often expensive way. However, it's important to remember that while the chocolates may be sweet and the roses beautiful, they are not the essence of Valentine's Day. At its core, it's a day to celebrate love in all its forms. So whether you're buying a diamond ring or simply penning a heartfelt note, the most important thing is the sentiment behind the gift. Despite its commercialization, at its heart, Valentine's Day remains a celebration of love. So, what does Valentine's Day look like today? Well, it's a global phenomenon with a blend of historical tradition and modern interpretation. In the fast-paced world we live in, traditions are constantly evolving, and Valentine's Day is no exception. With the rise of social media, Valentine's Day celebrations have taken on a new meaning. It's no longer just about giving a card or a box of chocolates. Now it's about creating memorable experiences, sharing pictures, and making an impact online. It's not uncommon to see couples going on elaborate vacations, planning surprise proposals, or even hosting grand gestures of love in public spaces. However, it's not just about couples anymore. The day has become inclusive, celebrating all kinds of love. Friends, family, and even self-love are now recognized. People host Valentine's Day parties, celebrating their friendships, or spend the day pampering themselves. And let's not forget those who use this day to show love to their community. Many people volunteer or donate to causes they care about, turning Valentine's Day into a day of giving. But amidst all these changes, some things remain the same. The exchange of Valentine's Day cards continues to be a popular tradition. In fact, it's estimated that over 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are exchanged worldwide every year, second only to Christmas. And then, of course, there are the roses. The classic symbol of love and affection, red roses are still the go-to gift for many on this day. The commercial aspect of Valentine's Day is still very much present, but it's clear that people are finding new and meaningful ways to celebrate. Whether it's a romantic dinner for two, a fun night out with friends, or a quiet evening spent at home, it's the sentiment behind the celebration that counts. In the end, it's all about expressing love and affection in a way that's meaningful to you. It's about making the people we care about feel special. No matter how it's celebrated, Valentine's Day continues to be a day dedicated to expressing love and affection. We've journeyed from ancient Rome to the modern day, unraveling the history of Valentine's Day. We've uncovered its potential roots in the raucous Roman festival of Lupercalia, a time of wild merriment and matchmaking. Then we've seen how it evolved during the Middle Ages, becoming entwined with the legend of Saint Valentine and the tradition of courtly love. We've traveled through time to the Victorian era, where the advent of mass-produced Valentine's Day cards began to shape our modern customs. As we've spanned the globe, we've seen how this holiday is celebrated in different corners of the world, each with its unique traditions and customs. We've also delved into the commercialization of Valentine's Day, exploring how it has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Whether you're a fan of Valentine's Day or not, it's undeniably a fascinating story of love, history, and culture. Until next time, keep spreading the love.